Well, good morning, y'all. It's Tuesday, June 16. It's race week if you're heading to Mid Ohio this coming weekend, Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all you who have put up with bearing children and raising them. Not always easy to do. Some much easier than others. Some don't even want to talk about it. So we'll just move right past that. We get an RPM update for you here. We've been really busy around here and haven't been really bringing you much for movies. The update, I'll touch on some things. I'll even show you a thing or two. But the things I'm going to touch on, I'm going to split into other videos because we've got a lot going on, man. We are heading, me and Rich will be heading down to Mid-Ohio, no trailer. Just loading up our buddy Brandon Schenkel's molds that he bought from, I think from Ed at the old Ed Champagne from the old New Concept fiberglass. The Anderson kart molds. We never used them. We did have 2 or 3 guys call us about making parts for them, but when we sent them a picture of a kart with that style, that version and style of Anderson bodywork, they didn't want it because it was the older stuff. Everybody wants the new stuff. When you're going to update an older kart, you put new bodywork, new style bodywork on it. Same with a CIK, kid kart, baby kart. When you want to polish something up, you put the more modern stuff on it. Look what we did with our CRG. We put a 50 millimeter rear end in it. One, because it's kind of what we had to do with the things that we traded for, brakes and what have you. But inevitably, it was still an upgrade. You still upgrade. So we addressed some issues with our trailer. And that's an ongoing process. We were right out here in the driveway, out here cut, grinding, and welding in 92-degree heat with the sun baking right down on top of us. And I'll tell you, for a person that has joint inflammation, spine fusion, shoulder surgeries, hip and nerve issues, neuropathy in the feet and legs, primarily in the left, the hotter it is, the better I feel. I'm like a spider, okay? When it gets cold, spiders don't move so good, and neither does Big Daddy. And I don't know how Steve Pasteiner does it. Now, we won't get into his age, but he's running around a soccer field with like a little kid playing soccer, jogging, running, all that healthy stuff that even though I don't smoke and really don't drink anymore, I'm not into the running and jogging and stuff either. But love it. The heat feels good to the joints, man. It makes me feel so good. So I'm one of those very rare, hotter the better people. Humidity, bring it. Heat, bring it. All of it. I want it all. Bring it. I can handle it. Yeah, I'll be red in the face, but I'll survive it while you people are toppling over. What did we do? Well, let's go in and take a look. We got to get us the keys real quick for the trailer. They're right here inside the door if you ever come over and want to get into the trailer. Actually, it's not locked. The back doors are locked, but the side doors never locked. We live out in the country. We don't really lock much of anything up out here. The garage really is almost never locked. Unless, of course, we're going to be gone for a while. Then we'll go ahead and lock it because we don't want anybody just helping themselves to these go-karts, right? And the rest of the junk that we've got in there. God forbid anybody get a hold of the wife's stuff, because we know women's stuff is valuable too. So let's take a look at what we did. We actually cut the legs on our lower rack that we used for our bed, and we added 6 inches to them. Okay, as you see, this one here was a little tweaked, so we heated that up with a little heat and bent it before we went ahead and cut, grind, welded in 6-inch extensions, right? And then we moved it from going this way for enduro carts to this way simply for a bed, because that's really all we've been using it for. In the past, I'm sorry, Rich, 10 at least 10 years. I've really been going to the track by myself. I'd put a cart on the bottom, I'd sleep on the top. We certainly haven't used the top of the rack in 20 years, at least. It's been quite a long time since we put 3 go-karts, enduro carts up in here. So it was time for a change. Me and Brayden took the trailer to Lansing. It's been now 3 weeks ago. And that was his first race weekend, right? You might have saw some of those little videos onboard video actually coming. That's going to come in the next part. But what we wanted was to be able to push the sprint carts, all the way under the rack. If I ever take an enduro again, really the only enduro I have is the lay-down shifter cart. It's made, you can see there's a ring in the floor back there, and there's threaded inserts in the floor underneath this cart, where I bolt in aluminum brackets that actually collect the nose of the cart like a V. So you push it in, and then there's a turnbuckle that goes from that D to the bumper of the cart that pulls the cart forward into those little formed V things. So the cart just sits there by itself. No straps, no bolts, no nothing. Really kind of nice, actually. But so we're never really going to need that bed to go this way. If we need to get a Rich's vintage enduro cart in here, we can put it up top sideways. It's light. We can put it up and turn it, strap it down, whatever we need to do. But it'll fit in the back of my truck. So we can just put it in the bed of the truck. Brayden's cart fits in the bed of the truck. The full-size CIK senior chassis fits in the bed of the truck, and we're going to bring you that in the next video as well. But we just wanted to show you what we did. What we're going to do here is move these 4 mounts. I made those things have been in the floor here, removed once so we could change. We put this carpet down. We painted the floor originally when we bought the trailer. This is a 92, I believe. And I made these things here to collect the little feet. And I'll show you a little more up close. Collect the feet of the rack, because remember, it was a two-piece rack. The top part slides in to this bottom part. The bottom part slides into these things here. You got these feet that slide right in, and then we used straps from here back to those D-rings to hold it all forward so it couldn't come out bouncing down the road. But we'll probably get underneath here and either try to unbolt these. Those are stainless carriage bolts, so we should be able to remove, theoretically, we should be able to remove the hardware, even though it's been on there for more than 25 years. If not, we'll just take a drill and just drill the heads off and bang them out, leave them on the ground until we move the trailer, and we'll just reuse these things and just bolt them right in where this thing sits, and that's it. That's where it's going to go. We won't be putting the foam back up against the wall anymore. This will just stay here because this is going to be, it's our bed. It gives us a lot, man, it gives us a ton. Why inevitably did we do all this? One, to be able to get the carts in here, to roll them right under. So as you can see, without all this other crap here, we could literally turn this thing sideways, bring the other junior cart in, turn it sideways, and maybe still get a full-size senior CIK in here. Certainly for winter, if we're draining all the oil out, we can stand the stuff right up against the wall. We can get almost everything in here just to store it, But nice to be able to just roll the carts underneath. Even the shifter cart will fit underneath there now. So we can go Brayden's Tony cart, my shifter cart, or, yeah, we acquired another cart. And, we can get them in here, or we can put Bray's cart in the back of the truck and get the 2 senior CIKs in here if we wanted to go play at a sprint track or something, or even go road racing. We plan to go to Nelson with Brayden to run the cadet class. So there's a lot. Look at how much more open the front of this was. It came all the way out to here, remember? So there wasn't a lot of floor space here. Now when we go to the track and we throw the other foam on the floor, when Brayden sits up in the morning, he doesn't conk his head on the rack. Yes, he did. He doesn't conk his head on the rack. It gives us more space to sleep, put our gear bags, our clothing bags, our going to the shower bags and all that, and still be able, our shoes, kick your shoes off, and still be able to move around in here before you're going to bed or when you get up in the morning without tripping over somebody or kicking them in the face. You know what I'm saying? So I know what Bob said. Go ahead, kick him in the face, Robert. Who cares? Yeah, Richard's a tough guy, right? So yeah, we're just trying to get a little more space and use out of this thing now that things have certainly turned a corner between enduro kart, sprint kart, whatever we're doing, sprint track, enduro track. Just trying to make better use of what we've got instead of buying a bigger trailer or a new trailer. We've been talking about buying an RV, buying a toy box, toy hauler that has, so we don't have to unload the trailer to sleep. In this instance, we'd still have to get the carts out of here, but the bed would already be set up. The kid, you know, or the kid or Richard or anybody else who's going to sleep in here too, easily, quickly set up. But we're still thinking, we're still looking. I'm looking at used RVs, not too big. Me and Brayden went and looked at one last Friday night. Real close to us here. It's 32 foot. It's too long. It's just too big. The wind will blow that thing all over the place. We don't need anything that big. We just want to be able to tow to the track and go to sleep without having to do anything. You know what I mean? Really anything. Separate your sleeping area from your hauling area, your utility area, your cooking area, whatever you want to call it. So that's what we've been doing. We've been working on a bunch of that, getting that ready to go, that done. We did take this to the track with us, as you can see. Cheap, man, cheap. We'll sell it cheap. It's a good cart. It's a good starter cart. Get your kids started in the parking lot for far, far, far less than doing it the way we did. You know, and then you do it the way we did and you find out the kid doesn't like it. Like our niece, Brooklyn, we bought her one of these carts too, and she decided after one ride she didn't like it. You do that after you spend $2,500, $3,500 for a used sportsman cart, or $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 grand, whatever it might be for something else. It's a tough road to hoe. It really is. So we're getting ready this week too. We got to get the truck emptied, and that's coming in the next video. We're going to talk to you a bit about BMB racing. Brayden, we went back to Lansing this past weekend just for Saturday, just for practice, and he's doing a lot better. We'll get into that a little bit later. We got some onboard camera. It didn't fall off this time and I'll show you what we did on the cart to fix that. Still need to shore up that steering fairing. Moves quite a bit, and we were using this camera. This camera doesn't have the anti-vibration like Richard's does. We lost Richard's camera, and we're a little gun shy about putting it back on again. Now that we know that the mount is good and strong, we can put his camera back on and get good, much better video. But we learned a lot from watching the video. Brayden is one of those people. He's not going to learn from notes and data. He needs to see the video and see what he's doing, and you telling him where he needs to be, and he understands. It's just the language. We're trying to work up a language, and Brayden's language is video. So lucky we found out. Lucky we found it to begin with. We watched a lap and a half before the camera fell off the first time, and he learned a lot, was telling me a lot of things that he was seeing just from that lap and a half. So we went back. When we went back, we got good video, 4 or 5 good runs, a lot of good folks getting involved, and like I said, that's all going to come in the next video. So for the RPM update, we're getting this ready to go. We're getting ready to haul a bunch of molds down to mid-Ohio to return them to our friend Brayden. Me and Rich just going to hang out, seeing friends down there. We're going to stay for the weekend. We're going to be a 2-dayers. Probably get down there on Friday, hotel Friday night, back to the track Saturday, watch our friends race, and then probably maybe bail out and head home Saturday night. Maybe we stay one more night and drive home Sunday morning. We don't know. It all depends, because it'll be like a vacation, an RPM vacation. Hang in there, y'all. It'll get better. Things are growing and changing right before your eyes. Godspeed. God bless.